Travis says, hey, Robert, I am understanding that a lot of successful singing comes down to balancing subglottal pressure, referring to respiration hitting the vocal folds below, and vocal cord adduction or vocal fold closure. Can you discuss the role that Bernoulli physics principles plays in this process? Does adduction occur prior to any muscular application as a result of respiration alone? If this is the case, does it follow that any musculature addition to the compression is actually quite subtle? All right. There are two ways that you can close the vocal folds. The vocal folds will adduct and close in two ways. One, through twang, quack, through squeezing muscles. By engaging musculature, you can make the vocal folds squeeze. Okay? And we do that in the training and in the course and the method with the track and release onset, the quack and release onset. There's different ways of doing that. We're very conscientious every day when we're training that we can turn the mechanism. We can pull levers, okay? We can actively close the vocal folds, all right, by engaging certain musculature that we learned from the onsets, okay? And that's okay. That's one way that the vocal folds close, okay? Now the other way that is a little less intuitive to understand is the vocal folds will also come together and close through Bernoulli physics. Bernoulli physics is the study of how a vacuum in an empty space can be produced by the movement of fluids or gases. All right? So Bernoulli was an Italian physicist who discovered Bernoulli physics. And Bernoulli physics is basically what happens when you move a gas or a fluid, okay, over a surface at a certain velocity. What happens is a vacuum engages, and you end up getting, well, you get a vacuum, okay? So for example, airplane wings, okay? Airplane wings get lift. They lift from Bernoulli physics. It's not the ailerons that are tilting that make airplanes go up. I think that helps, but that's not the main thing. People think that. They think that it's the ailerons are what are making the airplane go up. Not really. I happen to know this. I sort of know a lot about aviation. My family is an aviation family. Okay. All right. Now, for singing, we can use the same physics, the same principles to close the vocal folds. If my respiration, my subglottal phonation threshold pressure is at a certain rate and velocity at a balanced level, and it's going through the vocal folds right here, we can create Bernoulli physics, okay? And the Bernoulli physics makes the vocal folds close passively. So twang mode, quack mode, squeezing muscles, let's call that active vocal fold closure. It's fine, Travis, answering your question. We need a little bit of that, okay? But then then there's Bernoulli fold closure, or what I sometimes refer to as passive fold closure. Just get good respiration going and your vocal folds will close without pulling levers. The benefit of good Bernoulli physics in the glottis is you get fold closure without any fatigue. That was easy. I got a pop quiz for you guys. A pop quiz. All right, pop quiz. Tell me. I want to see answers on the. Tell me. What is more fatiguing? Squeezing muscles to get the vocal folds to close, twang and quack mode, or making the vocal folds close through Bernoulli physics on a passive way by creating a vacuum in the glottis? Jeopardy music. Okay, those of you that said Bernoulli physics, passive full closure, were correct. All right, if you're squeezing muscles and pulling levers, you're going to get tired. All right, but if you're just blowing wind through the glottis and you get in a vacuum, then you get full closure without the fatigue. Okay, so that's Bernoulli physics. Now I could demonstrate. I have a Bernoulli physics demonstration. All right, I'm going to do the Bernoulli physics demonstration. It's pretty high tech. Check this out. Some are hitting the sides. I'm a particle of air that hits the side. I'm a particle of air. I'm singing a heavy metal song. Here I go. Boom. Whoa, I just hit the side of my left vocal fold. I can't go straight up the middle because I hit something. What happens? I bounce out and I spin. And then I get, whoa, I get sucked in. I get sucked into the airstream. All right, with all the other guys. This movement, kind of getting dizzy. This movement of the particle of air creates a vacuum. Creates a vacuum. And that, my friends, is Bernoulli physics. And we prefer Bernoulli physics because we get passive vocal fold closure instead of squeezing muscles. To Travis's question, you want a little bit of both. You need a balance of good, healthy twang plus good respiration, which is going to give you your Bernoulli physics.